Hey everybody, welcome back, and continue where we left off in our last lesson. We're now going to go ahead here and take a look at how we can go ahead and bring in the rhino nose detail. Okay, so before we go ahead and actually get started here, let's go ahead and drag over an image of a rhino. Let's take a look at our nose here. So you can see where our nose is, a nose on the rhino is basically split here. Um, So we want to try to capture the same sort of information that's in this image. Okay, so what we can do is I'm just going to simply drag that image onto my other monitor here. Okay, I'm going to come in and we'll just go ahead and grab our clay brush. I'll just size up my draw size here. And it looks like almost, let's go ahead and bring in our spotlight back. It's almost in the front here, but like I said, since we're not necessarily creating the image that we see here on our spotlight, we can basically go ahead and put that nose really anywhere that we like. So if we go ahead and just size this up here, I think maybe we should go ahead and maybe add it a little bit higher on the character model here. So I'm thinking if we go ahead and maybe throw it in here, let's take a look and see how that looks. I think that's going to work for us. Okay, so we just need to make sure that we go ahead and get that shape to be similar to this. Maybe not necessarily the exact same. So what we want to go ahead and do is really try to make this a little bit more stylized and cartoonish. Okay, so what we can go ahead and do here, taking a look at this sculpt, is you can see where this one's fairly small. So let's go ahead and just turn this image off here. We'll just leave this size here. We'll just maybe turn the intensity down here. Maybe just make it a little more rounded. Okay, and then we'll just start sucking some of the information away here. Okay, and maybe just size up our brush a little bit more there. Okay, turn our smooth down here. Start smoothing this out here. And we can always come in and start manipulating the shape of this. Maybe pull this out. Maybe pull that up a little bit. Pull it out a little bit more. And maybe go ahead and start pulling the front here a little bit. Push that part of the nose back in. Try and round that off a little bit here. Okay, so I want to push that in. Okay, and I want to go ahead and fatten that area up. So we'll just take our clay brush, turn the draw size down, and we'll just go ahead and fatten that up. And we can even, if we wanted to, just hold down Alt, which will give us, since we already have the Z add on, if we hold down Alt, it's going to give us the Z sub, so we can go ahead and suck some of that away. Go ahead and just smooth that out there. Okay, we'll go ahead and just add a little bit more information to that there. Okay, so you can see where in a few strokes there our nose is really starting to come in, but I want to go ahead and maybe round this front portion of the face off a little bit more. Okay, let's go ahead and pull that down a little bit there, and maybe pull that up just a little bit, not too much. This is all just, basically working on feel here. Let's go ahead and grab our Damien Standard brush and see if we can't start refining the shape here a little bit more. Okay. And I'm just cutting in the outside portion of the nose there. so you can really see those nostrils. Okay, and we'll just take our move brush and we'll just try and get this to come in a little bit better. And let's go ahead and bring back the picture of our rhino here. As you can see here, there are a couple different cuts in our nose, in the nose of a rhino. We're not going to go ahead and add this detail as of yet. Our main objective here is really just to try and block in the shapes that we're going to need to make a very stylized character. And basing those block-ins off an image actually makes it a little bit easier. So let's just continually try and refine this here. Okay. And we're also going to need to make sure that we get the areas here of where we're going to be putting in the rhino horns. Okay, so you can see here we're coming along nicely, but I just want to make sure that we round this off a little bit more. And I'm really just trying to add a little bit of extra attitude and really trying to stylize up this a little bit more. Okay, so maybe we should fatten this up just a little bit more. And if you want, you can always really pinch this in. Okay, maybe even make it super accentuated, something like that. But really, it's up to you guys on how you really want to make your character look. And I think that maybe this should be pulled in. I don't know if that's going to work too well, so we'll just go ahead and push that back out. Okay. And what I want to make sure that we do is actually take the inner portion of the nostril here and kind of hide it up inside the model so that it actually looks like the nostril does work. Okay, so we can take our clay brush here and just start sculpting on the upper portion of the inner nose there. Let me go ahead and just turn my intensity up a little bit, and this is probably going to be way out of control. Yep. So we'll just start sucking that up so you can see where the nostril is going to go up inside the model, or give that illusion of the nostril going up inside the model, just so that it looks like it actually does work. Okay. Maybe let's turn that down a little bit there. Just sculpt out a little bit more information here. Just try to round this area out here. And also, you can see that we're on subdivision level 4 here, but our geometry isn't necessarily that high in terms of our base polygons. So if we go ahead and jump down to subdivision level 1 here and take a look at our polys, this isn't really that high, so we can probably go ahead and actually delete this. Just subdivision level 1. Take a look at subdivision level, oops, I deleted the wrong one there. Delete subdivision level 1 and really just start at subdivision level 2, which then we'll go to subdivision level 1 here, since this isn't necessarily that bad in terms of the actual polygon count. You can even, if you wanted to, actually go ahead and delete this level as well. But I want to make sure that we stay here with at least 3 levels of subdivision, since this isn't really that bad. Okay, so I think our nostril here is looking decent. Maybe we should go ahead and add a little bit of connection here. just try and get some of that connection in there. So it sort of looks like his nose is connected all the way through. But if you wanted to, you could always leave it like where it's cut like this. Okay, and I'm just going to go ahead and subdivide this real quick to take a look. So I think that's looking fairly decent. So we'll just jump back to subdivision level 3 here. And we'll try and keep this smooth. But I'm going to go ahead and try and get these two pieces closer together. And maybe pull this out a little bit to thicken it up. Okay. And let's go ahead and maybe adjust the nose here. It's just a little bit more. So you can see here where it's really starting to come along fairly nicely. Okay, so I think at this point we can go ahead and say that that may be good for our nose. In the next lesson we'll go ahead and come back and continue working on our sculpt. And I'm making sure that you guys get all the iterative saves here so you guys can follow along. So come on back and we'll continue working.